Come on. It's my time. It's my time. Last chance to get these bands roll like grind. Don't let it sing loud, say no stop my grind. Brighter than the sun, can't be outshine. It's my time. It's my time. I know you haters.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Elizabeth Griffin, the Black Romance Writer, and welcome back to my channel. I have been binge watching The Walking Dead. Currently, my life is stressful. There's a lot going on, and I'm just holding on. And so I needed a bit of escapism. So my brother and I began watching this series. And as I viewed the show, I was thinking, I am so grateful that I don't live in such a world where there is human destruction and devastation. And I was thinking, I don't even think I could survive such a climate, such a world. And then my mind started to wander, and I began thinking about the world that I do live in. And I began thinking about all of the political unrest that is in America. And then my mind wandered even further, and I started to think about all the war-torn places in this world where people are living in bombed-out buildings, and there are people that have missing limbs, that have been amputated, that are starving. And I thought about the gunfire and the bombs and just the shock of seeing your world fall apart right before your eyes. And then I'm thinking, you know what? There are a lot of similarities between the television series The Walking Dead and the current world in which I live. So I decided to pose a question to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, can you describe the current war-torn world we live in and make the argument that this is a violent, cruel world that is similar to the world of The Walking Dead? Who are the zombies in our real world? There are people in this world who are fighting for their lives. Please give your answer from the perspective of a poor or middle-class African American. Every day out here feels like survival, not in the dramatic Hollywood way, but in the quiet, grinding, soul-crushing kind. In this version of The Walking Dead, you're already born into the apocalypse. The zombies, they're poverty, systemic racism, generational trauma, underfunded schools, mass incarceration, police brutality, and medical neglect. The walkers don't come in droves. They come in court dates, eviction notices, overdoses, job denials, and broken promises. The safe zones that others run to, suburban schools, well-paying jobs, quiet neighborhoods, are locked behind gates that weren't made for you. You don't just survive the collapse of the system. You survive knowing the system was never built for you in the first place. And the worst part, you're told it's your fault, that your suffering is a personal failure, not the result of centuries of stolen land, labor, or opportunity. Like The Walking Dead, your family is your tribe. You trust few. You survive by being alert, resourceful, and resilient. But damn, you're tired of surviving. You want to live. From the perspective of a poor or middle-class white American, they told us we were the good guys, that the system worked, but it doesn't feel that way anymore. You grew up believing the world was fair, that hard work meant a house, a job, a retirement, but now you see your job outsourced, your town hollowed out by opioids or automation, your kids drowning in debt. The zombies, they're the faceless corporations, the rising rent, the AI taking your job, the politicians who only show up when it's time to vote. The apocalypse didn't come with sirens. It came with slow rot, empty factories, boarded up stores, food banks with lines around the block. And now you feel lied to. There is no American dream. And maybe, just maybe, the real world is more like The Walking Dead than anyone wants to admit. You might still have privilege. The police don't treat you bad. And you might even get a job interview. But you're still drowning. And the rage inside, it is not just fear. It's betrayal. Common threads. Zombies are real. The zombies in our world don't moan or bite, but they do consume. They consume time by forcing people to work 2 to 3 jobs just to stay afloat. They consume hope by crushing youth in debt and disillusionment. They consume community by dividing people with fear, hatred, or distraction. They consume empathy by rewarding coldness, detachment, and profit above all else. Everyone's fighting for something: food, security, meaning, safety, justice. We don't all start in the same place, and we don't all carry the same burdens, but we are all caught in a world that feels like it's breaking. Final thoughts. The Walking Dead isn't a show about zombies. It's a show about what happens when systems collapse and people are left to face each other. In that sense, it's not fiction, it's metaphor. If you're feeling the world is cruel and violent right now, you're not wrong. But like in the show, there are still sparks of humanity, still people building something better from the rubble. It won't be easy, but it never is. What do you think about ChatGPT's analysis of our world and comparing it to The Walking Dead? Do you agree? Do you disagree? For me, I found it interesting hearing ChatGPT take the perspective of poor person, middle class. So just let me know what you think. Until next time, take care. This is Elizabeth Griffin, the Black Romance Writer, and thank you for joining me on my platform. If you're interested in obtaining my audiobooks, please check out The Temporary Mistress and The Notorious Bachelor. They are available everywhere audiobooks are sold.